This is Kingsmen, and at Kingsmen today, we are giving you information on raising emotionally strong sons, right? In raising emotionally strong sons. Why is that important today? Because it is. We have young men that's doing things out of emotion, but not really doing things out of fact. So they're not really controlling their emotions, they're allowing their emotions to control them, right? Now, most of the times it is coming from kids that doesn't have a father figure in the home. And then other times you have a kid where the father is in the home, but he's learning bad traits from that father, right? So bad traits would be the father spazzing out over some small thing, right? It could be a small thing and it'd be like the father is spazzing out on the family. The father is saying things that he's not supposed to be saying. And then a few minutes later, he's saying, I apologize for what I said and how I said it. And then it comes up again and he spazzes out the same way and he says, I apologize for what I said. So the kid is learning a trait that he shouldn't be learning, which is it's okay to spazz out as long as you say, I apologize to doing what I'm doing. But that's not the case. It should be that you should be controlling your emotions in the front end and then letting them know, hey, I'm a little upset. I'm a little not like myself right now. So just give me a few minutes. Because what you're showing your son now is that you're showing him that dad is frustrated about something. And he's working to deal with his frustrations instead of him going out drinking, going out spazzing on his family, going out telling his kids, I don't like you, I don't love you, and I don't even want you here. Why are you here? Those are traits that you're not supposed to be showing your young men, because what he's going to pick up is saying that it's okay to be this way and it's okay to act this way. And you don't want that, right? You don't want another you out here doing the same thing and then apologizing and getting some wrong happen to him because of his emotions that he didn't control. So that's what we're talking about today. So we're talking about controlling your emotions and also discipline. Why is that important? So then we're going to talk about resilience. So those three go in line, but I think it would be best to start with resilience, because even though it's the third point, we're going to start with resilience because if you think about it, you have to have resilience to be able to control your emotions, to be able to go through something and be able to make the right decision. That's what we're talking about, this controlling your resilience. So do you have the capabilities to bounce back, right? Do you have the capabilities to bounce back on anything that you're going through? So it's saying that, well, I got a bad grade at school. Well, my teacher didn't give me my teacher gave me a bad grade and I don't like the grade I got, and I'm just going to accept it. I'm going to accept the grade that I got and I'm going to pout about it. I'm going to tell everybody that the teacher's terrible. She didn't do her job right. And no, that's not the way to handle it, because it's more of saying, going to that teacher and saying, hey, look, what did I do wrong? What did I miss? What really was it? Being that I didn't study well? Was it that there was something that I could have controlled as far as with the questions? I could have looked at the questions differently. Maybe I had a struggle with the questions. I don't know, right? But these things are saying that you got to bounce back better than you did. You got to bounce back better than the obstacle is in front of you. Sometimes it can be hard. Sometimes it can be one of those things where you can bounce back real fast, right? But this time, I want you to know, here's some things that you can actually do to help you. I know I normally just say, hey, here's what you can do, but I want to give you 3 things that you can actually do. Admit your mistake without shame, right? What is the thing that you didn't do well at, right? Admit it. I didn't study well, right? I didn't study before the test. I didn't look at the material first. I didn't review it, right? Those are things that you can fix. This is in your control. Correct without excuses. That is very important, because let's say you got a bad grade in class. In order for you to correct without excuses is that you have to say, you know what? I didn't do the necessary steps to make sure that I get the best grade that I needed. So this is my fault. So I will do better next time so I can be able to get that grade that I really want. So I don't be standing in front of you trying to be like, why did I get that, right? So try again without quitting, because in order for you to build your resilience, right, you got to say, man, this obstacle, this task this challenge will not defeat me at all. It will not defeat me. It will not get the best of me. It will not make me feel some kind of way. And this is why I wanted to start here, because the next step is going to help resilience. The next step is going to help resilience, and that's discipline. Discipline. So discipline will come from you doing the thing that you do not want to do over and over and over again. That's discipline, right? Like, I don't want to study and sit down for 30 minutes and read the book. I don't, okay? So what am I going to do? I want to take 5 minutes, gather my thoughts, gather myself, and be able to do the thing that I need to do for 30 minutes so I can get the grade that I need, so I can be able to get the understanding that I need for the assignment, so I can get a better grade. You see what I'm saying? So that's all that you need to go about doing. It says do what needs to be done, just like what we're talking about. Do what needs to be done, especially when you don't feel like it. So here's a practical step for you. Practical step for discipline. Like, that's what I'm gonna start working towards, is giving you steps so you can be able to work this thing out, not just saying go do, right? That's what I want you to do. It says keep a consistent morning routine, or keep a consistent evening, even when you're tired. So this aligns with what I was just saying as far as with school. What is your routine when you study, right? So it doesn't just have to be your morning routine. It's what is your routine for studying? What is your routine for looking at your material? Finish your chores and your tasks without excuses, right? What is the thing that you need to remove as a distraction so you can be inside and studying in your work, right? Studying what you need to be studying, looking at what you need to be looking at. Here's why this is important from a Kingsman standpoint. Because if you're not teaching your son or your family how to have resilience when life hits you in the face, what's going to happen is that you're just teaching them how to make excuses. So when you make excuses, it doesn't get anything done. It just prolongs the things that you need to do. So when I say discipline is saying that no matter what it is that's around me or in front of me, I'm not going to let anything to distract me, because I'm going to give it my all. I'm going to give it my all. I'm giving it everything that I have. I'm giving it everything that I need to give, because I've done the work. I've done the disciplines in a particular areas that I need to give, so I can be able to do what I need to do, right? That's what we're on today. So if you panic, learn. So this goes for our followers. So this is about discipline now. We're talking about discipline. Tell your son, men don't move based on moods. We move based on responsibilities. It's about discipline. Men don't move based on moods. We move based on responsibility. It is your responsibility to do what is necessary and what is important for you to do to get the task done, so you can be able to get the reward that you're seeking, which is the grade that you want, right? Because this is going to build your discipline. Start small, right? Start small. And then lastly, this is why I say everything comes together with emotional control. Because if you don't have resilience, if you don't have discipline, you're helping your son with the things that he needs to do. He's not going to have emotional control, so he's just going to be doing things just out of spite. So, for instance, if a kid doesn't want to go to school, his emotions is telling him, I don't want to go to school. But the facts is telling him, and the things that you'll be telling him, is that you need to go to school so you can get the grades that you need, so you don't get any penalties for not going to school, right? That's emotional control. So one thing I want you to know is emotional control is all about control your response, not your feelings. Control your response, not your feelings. So that's why discipline and emotional control go hand in hand. And that's why resilience goes with discipline, and discipline goes with emotional control. So here's why. Because what happens is that if you don't learn emotional control, what happens is you'll be wavy. You'll be going this way. I feel like I should go this way. I feel like I should do that. I feel like I should do this. And this is calling me. This is calling me. That is calling me. You everywhere, right? You're everywhere, but you need to be grounded somewhere. If you're not grounded somewhere, everywhere can go about getting you frustrated, getting you stressed, getting you any and every way that you need to go, but the right way, right? We don't need that, and I don't want that for you, because that's not the thing that you should be doing. Is allowing your emotions to take the wheel of your life, right? Because once you do that, it leads you down to a path of, man, I don't even know how I got here. But that's what I wouldn't want you to do. So some of the things that you can do to help with your emotion control, and we're going to go through it, and then we're going to apply. We're going to give you some situations, and we're going to give you some model behavior, and then we're going to give you some things you can learn, right? So let's say you're upset and feel overwhelmed, right? The one thing you can say about upset is take a break, take a breather. Sometimes you need to take a breather. You can be like, hey, I'm upset right now. Like I was telling you earlier in the video, is that when you're upset, you have to give yourself a moment. Give yourself a moment to collect yourself and collect your thoughts, so you can be able to make the best response, right? Best response. If you feel overwhelmed, give yourself a moment. Give yourself a moment. Why is that moment so important? It's because you're telling yourself that we need to make the best response in this situation. What is this situation asking of us? And what is this situation demanding of me to respond, right? You need to ask that kind of question and look at it in that kind of way, because once you do, it provides a better option for you. It does. It provides a better option for you. So one phrase that you can actually take with you today is that I'm frustrated, but I'm going to handle this with control. Like what we said, right? It's based off your response. It's based off your response. So you as a father need to be showing your son how to control his emotions. And this can go for your daughters too. This can go for your daughters too. So the one thing that I want to leave you with today, and I want you to take this with you, is because sometimes we don't have people showing us how to deal with our emotions, right? And when we don't have people to deal with our emotions, what happens is that we just do what we think is best, and then we found out later what was best was not good, right? And I don't want that for you. So the thing I want to close with for you today is that I've written for you is that your son doesn't need a perfect father. We should know that, right? Your son doesn't need a perfect father. He needs a present, consistent, self-governed father. Your emotional control is giving his stability, right? Your discipline is giving him structure. Your resilience is giving him courage. You are teaching him how to be a man. So without saying a word, go be a Kingsman today.